Unlocking Success, How Growth Mindset Transformed Microsoft. Imagine you were a CEO and you made a mistake. Not a huge mistake. You made a public speech and you shared your own personal opinion about something. Then you realize, oh, it's a mistake. What would you do? Well, some of us may think, well, I will pretend nothing happened. Or I will try to uncover it. Or I will defend myself. And let's see what a real CEO did. On this day, October 9th, 2014, I was a manager at Microsoft. And I received an email, which is sent to all the worldwide employees of 130,000 employees at Microsoft from our CEO, Satya Nadella. He was only about near 8 months into this role. And when I was reading his email, I was totally shocked. I read this. I answered that question completely wrong. What question? What happened? Why sending to everybody? A lot of questions in my brain at that time. So I figured out what happened through his email and through all these discussions after that. Well, that morning, October 9th, 2014, he was invited to a conference. It's called the Grace Hopper Conference. It's a conference for women in tech. And he was having this, in the US, we call it a fireside chat. He was interviewed by Maria, and Maria asked him a question. What advice can you give to women in tech if they want to ask for a raise? And Satya said, well, you just need to work hard. You don't need to ask. Very typical for me, very typical for people coming from Asia. And I don't know in other countries, but yeah. And then Maria pointed out, that's not right. And then, yeah, okay. So the conversation just continued. So let me just call from Satya what he wrote, what he said after that. Then in his email sending to us, he said, without a doubt, I wholeheartedly support programs at Microsoft and the industry that bring more people into technology and close the pay gap. So that's after he wrote that sentence, I was completely wrong, right, in answering that question. And he continued, I believe men and women should get equal pay for equal work. And when it comes to career advice on getting a raise, when you think it's deserved, Maria's advice was the right advice. If you think you deserve a raise, you should just ask. So that's how my CEO answered the question after he figured out he made a mistake. And he made it public to everyone. So this is what happened after that. So you got this email in the morning, then you got, after a few days, the event was morning, afternoon is the email, then after a few days, he held Q&A, and he answered questions, and he said, it was a humbling and learning experience, referring to that incident. And then he talked about one of the answers, what it was, right? And he said, that was just plain wrong, I apologize. And then he also goes on saying, this is the accountability that the senior leadership team and I own. So it not stops at apologizing. And he listed out what they are going to do. And that's the action. And he says, I learned, and we'll together use this learning to galvanize the company for positive change. Wow, what an impact on me. I learned about who he is when he was the CEO in the first day. And that's also the first day I heard about this word, this phrase, growth mindset. He emphasized about learning. He emphasized about making mistakes, learn from it. But at that time, that was in February 2014, when I heard him talking about this, I was, okay, something, people trying to be humble. And then after that, the company launched a lot of internal communication. I call it marketing communication because I was a marketer. I said, okay, this will go in a few weeks. I've been in the industry for 20 years. I know what's the trick. And it goes on. So 8 months later, this incident happened. And that changed me. I saw a leader not only talking about growth mindset. I saw a true leader modeling his own words. And that's the day I say, I'm going to embrace growth mindset. I'm going to change me. I did. I will tell you just a little bit later. All right, given the time, I will be really fast talking about that. But I want to point out, it's not just he modeling himself. It's a system change in the company, starting from the culture. This is the slide Microsoft used, and I train many, many managers in the company and employees. So we talk about the culture. This is the culture he's leading the company building. And it started, and it's rooted from growth mindset. And through being customer obsessed, diverse and inclusive, one Microsoft, then together we are making a difference. And what changed on me was, since then, I think, okay, I have been leading the business, helping growing revenue. Now, I want to change my career. I want to help grow people. So, very soon, I quit my job from a business director in Microsoft to start my consulting, training, coaching to grow people. Now, going back to Microsoft, I want to also show you what's the really impact on the business. There's a lot of impact on people, me as an example. But on business, this is a chart you can see. So in Microsoft, from year 2000 to 2013 and early part of 14, that's where the stock line is. It's about $20 to $30 per share. And then it goes to over $400 now. You see the chart. Okay, so, and there's a lot of things we have done internally. We transformed the culture, we transformed the company, and we see the business result. There are many things we did. I will not talk about it today, but you can come to ask me about it. The last thing I want to share with you is, how do you learn growth mindset? There are many things we can do. I've done a lot of training worldwide, but I want to show you one thing that I did, which is I invented a game, the growth mindset game. I hope Many of you will use it to help yourself, help your family, help your clients, help more people to embrace growth mindset and unlocking success. Thank you.